Hello, my lovelies. Elsie here to do your sneak peek for this week. How are you? And welcome to the new week. I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. Look, if you get this reading and it is absolutely not on a Monday, it's okay. It's for the next 7 days. So whenever you get this, today, tomorrow, or next year, it can still resonate for the next 7 days. So thanks for stopping in here. I do appreciate you. What's this reading about? You're probably wondering if you're brand new. Welcome if you are. This reading I do once a week, usually on a Monday. You might get this one on the morning of a Tuesday, but I read from 12 decks. So I'm going to read from Aries to Pisces. I'm going to go through all of the signs, spend a few minutes on each of them, give you some energies for this week. I read for all of the signs, also for the week ahead. So I'm giving you energy this week for the sneak peek, and I'm also giving you energy for the week ahead when I do the readings for the individual signs weekly. So if you are brand new, welcome here. Welcome to all these shenanigans. I hope you'll stay. There is a subscription button down in the bottom right-hand corner should you decide that you are going to stay. I hope that you will. This tribe is growing quickly lately, very quickly, and I'm grateful for all those of you who are brand new. So if you are, please say hello in the comments. If you are brand new, I'd love to say hello to you, and thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. And you know what? There's about 53% of you that come by here and click and view and watch my readings from beginning to end, but you haven't yet subscribed. It really does matter on how this channel grows. So I hope that you will consider hitting that subscription button the next time that you're here. Thanks so much for doing that. And for all those of you who are the ride or dies, the ones who are always here in the comments, clicking, viewing, subscribing, thank you so much for doing all of that. So I'm here with these 12 decks, and I am going to read from each of them. And we are going to go, like I said, from Aries to Pisces. I'm going to mark everything down below in the description so you can just scroll this video to find what you need for the energies that you require. But please, please, please stop watching tarot just for your sun sign. You really don't have the whole picture. All you're looking at is energy for your personality, and you already know that. So please, even if you don't have your exact time of birth, which is really helpful if you do, but if you don't, please just find a free natal chart online, pick the AM or the PM if you know if you were born in the morning or the evening, and it will give you sort of a loosey-goosey idea of what your moon and your rising are, because the moon and rising influence the sun sign. And so if you watch for all three of those signs, you will get a much rounder idea of what's going on with you. Last things last, there is a sale. I did put a sale on starting February the 1st, and it will go through to the 15th if you're interested in having 10% off of any of my readings, not just love readings, but I did put this reading sale on for Valentine's Day special. If you intend on having a sale on already pretty reasonably priced readings, please click in the comment section. At the very top of the comment section, you will see that there is a pinned comment there that gives you a code for the 10% off, as well as a link as to where you can get me. All right. Enough blah, blah, Elsie. Let's get to it. Let's find out about Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me what's going on with Aries, please. Sneak peek for this week for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aries. Tell me about Aries, please. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. Why is that? Why do we have the Queen of Pentacles? Something to do with your pentacle world this week, possibly money, home. We have strength. We have the Devil. Okay. And we have the Hermit. I feel like there's a decision that you're going to have to make regarding finances this week. It feels like somebody here is going to have to use sort of all of their strength, all of their willpower, I'm going to say. I don't know if willpower is really a thing, but we have the Strength card here. And I feel like somebody here is going to have some sort of a hard decision to make as it pertains to the Devil energy. Look, we have 3 major arcanas here and 1 minor arcana, which is the Queen. So I feel like the decision that's coming has to do with your house, your home, your car, your family, money, possibly your job. And I feel like you will make a good decision because the Queen doesn't make bad decisions. The Queen is the one who's very prepared, very planned. This one is the one who's very stable. They move at things slow and they make good decisions. But I feel like the Devil is going to throw some doubt at you. We do have the Hermit energy here. And so it does tell me that you may have to just sort of sequester yourself away in order to think this through. I'm going to say it's going to require some analytical thinking. It feels like the Devil is getting involved here. And so it feels like there is the temptation of something. It might be that maybe you have a big bill coming up, but you'd much rather go on the cruise. It feels like there is a temptation coming up here, and it feels like somebody here needs to get things in order. Not only is Capricorn, right, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, because we're in a general reading, but not only is Capricorn the planner, but the one that's really good with money. The Hermit is the one who is the analytics, right? The one who is the person who drives the foundation, the money, but goes at it really slow and is trying to figure out what's going on here. We do have Capricorn, we have Leo, we have Virgo, and we have Taurus energy here. Tell me more about the Queen of Pentacles here. Tell me more about the Queen. We have the Two of Swords. So yeah, it is a decision here. So there's some sort of decision that you're going to have to make. And I feel that it's going to be you that makes the decision, Aries. It's going to be weighing on you. We've got the Knight of Swords. And we've got the Fool. So look, it feels like it is... we've got the Knight of Swords, which is the one who's very analytical, thinking things out, going over details, but also is just going to say it. Look, I'm just going to give you the numbers as I see them, whether you like it or not. The Fool energy is here, which tells me that something new is about to happen, or you need to make a decision about something that has to do with the Fool. So maybe you don't have a lot of information. Look, when the Fool begins the journey, all of us are a fool at some point when we're starting something new, a new job, a new relationship. You know, maybe you've bought a house for the first time. There's always things that we don't know. We have very minimal information. And the Fool generally is depicted as someone who's just got a piece of lumber over their shoulder that has just a bag with very few things. And so indication that there isn't a whole lot that you know about the situation. So I feel like there is something that someone is going to want you to make a really quick decision about something this week, Aries. And I feel like it's something that is going to cause some sort of a new beginning, but it also feels like it requires all of your analytical attention. I'm going to say go at it slow, and even though you're being pressured to make a quick decision with the Knight of Swords being here, try not to jump too quickly, because the Fool is an energy of making an educated leap of faith or taking some sort of a risk. But make sure you have all the details, which is why I think the Hermit is showing up here. We've got the Page of Pentacles. So it is some type of new opportunity, and it does feel like it's a small opportunity, or might require a small energetic push from you, or maybe a small buy-in here. We've got the Two of Wands. So somebody here is going to ask you to take action on some sort of an opportunity or investment of some kind. It could be a financial investment. And we have the Knight of Cups. So it does feel like you should probably take your time. We're getting energy of the Knight of Cups, which is the passive knight, which is really, I feel like this is a decision that is going to be made with your heart. It feels like it's something that is close to your heart. It feels like it is somebody who's close to your heart is going to ask you to make a quick decision. But I really do feel like you really need to think it out first. You might just want to give them a minimal investment of your time, of your energy, of your money before you go full on in. But they are going to ask you to make some sort of a decision, to take some type of action here. And I think that you might say, look, I'll maybe give you $1,000 up front, but I'm not giving you the whole amount until I have more information. I think that's why the Hermit energy is here. And the Devil here is casting doubt. So, I mean, it's always good to remember that the Devil can show up just for trickery purposes, but it does feel like you will be overpowering this energy of doubt, I feel, because the Strength card is here. One more card. We got the Hanged. Yeah, it says here to pause. So take a pause, get a perspective, make sure you don't really jump into it. If you're going to take a risk, make sure it's an educated risk. Make sure that you know what's at the bottom of the cliff, whether it's water or rocks, right? You don't want to hurt yourself. So it does feel like they could be a Pisces, they could be a Virgo, a Capricorn, a Leo, possibly a Gemini or an Aries. It feels like up here that people are going to want you to make a quick decision of the mind. And I'm going to say that it says here, take your time. Take your time, because, when we invest, especially with people that we love, it could end up breaking a relationship. So just be careful of that. Tell me what the outcome is, Aries. We've got the Moon energy. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, move slow because you don't know what's going to happen. It's like you can't really see around all of the corners. Queen of Swords is in the reverse. So when the Queen of Swords is in the reverse, it's somebody who's just being very honest and truthful, but it almost can come off as a little bit hurtful. The Knight of Pentacles tells me that you're supposed to move slow. Be practical, be patient, because the moon energy is here. There's something here you can't see. Things are not as they seem. Look, I'm not saying that anybody's into any sort of shenanigans. I don't think they're trying to take advantage of you, but it feels like you're supposed to move really, really slowly and analytically. The Queen of Swords being in the reverse gives me a little bit of energy of, you know what, I'm just going to be honest with you, whether it hurts your feelings or not. Because I need to protect my own interests, and I feel like you have the potential of really hurting someone's feelings here. We do have the Four of Cups. It does feel like rejection. You're probably going to say no to somebody here. Around the corner, we've got the Ace of Wands. We've got the Eight of Swords in the reverse, and we've got the Page of Wands. So I feel like initially you're going to say no. I think that's an Aries thing. When somebody asks, you're going to say no immediately and then take it away and think about it. I feel like that what's around the corner here is that the Ace of Wands is here, and this seems like the Ace of Wands, Page of Wands is telling me that it seems like a pretty exciting opportunity, but the Page of Wands is young and will take a step off the cliff or will jump into it without really thinking about it. The Eight of Swords in the reverse is here, which tells me that maybe you have thought about it. So I feel like eventually you might move forward with this, but it is telling you to move slow. So whatever it is, I feel like you need to take it away, think about it first. Initially, you're going to say no and reject the idea, but it feels like you come back and revisit it because the Eight of Swords is in the reverse. We have the Two of Pentacles. So there is a decision that you will make when you're ready to make it in the Pentacle world. We do have the Ten of Swords. First, you must release something. And the Five of Wands, a bit of lack or hesitation. Five of Wands is holding back or having indecision. And once you get rid of the indecision, then I think you're going to go for it. But it's going to be in your own timing, right? It's going to be in divine timing, in fact. I feel like this is a turning point in something here, and something's about to change, and it's going to be in a fortunate way. It is time to move on. It's time to make a different choice or have some change in your life. But I feel like initially you're going to say no until you can think about it enough. Maybe you need to let go of some, the Ten of Swords is here, which is the release, right? The end of something or the release. It feels like you need to let go of something, maybe other financial obligations, before you are able to make a decision about this. We do have, for energies here, we do have the Hanged energy, which is Piscean energy. We have fire here. So we have Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, more Aries energy, Gemini. We have Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We have Cancer and Pisces. And then Knight of Pentacles is Virgo. All right. We'll leave it right there. That was a little bit disjointed. I hope it made sense to you. All right, Taurus, here we are. The Bull Gang, how are you, friends? Thank you so much for clicking here, Taurus. Don't forget, there is a sale on right now. If you're interested in getting 10% off my services up until the 15th of February, please click in the comment that is at the top of all the comments for your 10% off code and a link to find me over at Wizio. Tell me about Taurus. Tell me about Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. The next 7 days, Taurus, a sneak peek for this week. We have the Ten of Swords. Taurus, there is something here that I feel like you'll be releasing this week. We have the Six of Swords. So I feel like you've been feeling stuck. It feels like what you're releasing is yourself. I feel like something here is about to gain momentum or begin to move forward here. So you're releasing something, and then the Six of Swords appears, which tells me there is movement here again. Tell me what's going on here with the Six of Swords. We have the Page of Swords. It might be because of some sort of clarity or news that you received from somewhere or someone. It feels like maybe you weren't sure if someone was being honest or truthful with you. I feel like you're going to get the clarity about that this week. So you'll be able to let go of whatever situation has been haunting you. It feels like it's almost haunting energy, something you can't stop thinking about. We do have the Four of Wands. So you will get stability of the mind this week. It does feel like with the Ten of Swords that there is something here that has been, I want to say maybe it's been a bit of a pain in the ass. I'm going to say, like, I'm looking at the Ten of Swords, but it doesn't feel like terrible, awful endings and pain. It's not what it feels like. It feels like a release, like you're being released from a place where you felt like you were stuck, possibly. And the Six of Swords is telling me you're finally getting movement, maybe in the mind. Look, Taurus, you can be someone who takes a long time to make a decision, right? Sometimes you get stuck on one person, one thing, a situation, in a job, and you don't want to leave. I feel like somebody's releasing themselves from something. So somebody here is changing their mind about something. We've got the Four of Wands. It could be about a relationship or a situation that's happening within a family. It could be a very exciting thing that gives you stability. Finally, that like the thing is that Taurus is very loyal and has a hard time letting go. But when you make the cut, look at all these swords. When you make the cut, you're done. You're going to move on, and that's it, right? And it can happen just like that. But it feels like you've held on to something in your mind. Like, I don't think you're physically holding on to anyone, anything, or a situation. I feel like it's in your mind. You need to make a different decision. We have the World card here. It's because there's unfinished business with something or someone. So maybe you haven't yet. Maybe you couldn't come to a decision as to whether you wanted to close the door on something or a person, possibly, or a situation. We do have the Four of Cups, but I feel like you're rejecting something here, or you felt rejected. So the Four of Cups is telling me here somebody's hiding their face. It's like, I didn't want to make the decision. I feel like for some of you, it could be relationship related. I'm looking at two cups here that are on the table, and there is a flame in a lantern that is behind one of the goblets. So it does feel like somebody here maybe has finally had a realization that nobody's filling my cup. In fact, this cup is been sitting on this shelf here. So it does feel like somebody who previously had unresolved issues in a situation or a relationship or unfinished business with somebody here. It feels like you finally have come to a place in the mind where you're going to release it. I'm just rejecting the idea. I'm nobody's plaything. I'm not going to hang around as long as, people play with Taurus sometimes because they feel like you're going to be around anyway. It doesn't matter what I do to you. You're going to be around anyway. Well, I think somebody is done this week is what it feels like. Somebody is done and finally releasing something here. The Three of Pentacles is here. So it could be a partnership for some of you. It could be a business idea, a partnership. It could be a workplace. Maybe you're quitting your job. Maybe you've been thinking about doing it for a while, but you haven't. It also could be a friendship, right? Partnerships. So people that you know, somebody in your community, it feels like that you're finally letting something go, something that you have been waiting for it to build past the Three Pentacles for years, possibly 3 years. So you've been waiting for it to build past the Three Pentacles for years, and it's just not building itself. So I think that you're ready to abandon it or reject it. You're like, I just got to be done with this here. We've got the Six of Wands, and it gives you victory. See, you release yourself with the Ten of Swords here. You release yourself from feeling like you have to be loyal to something, or if you let go, you lose. Like, that's the hardest part for Taurus. You feel like if you let go, well, I can't let them win. That's not what this is about. I feel like it's about you just releasing yourself so you can carry on forward here. Because this is somebody who's been through a hard cycle. The Six of Wands is somebody who has been through the war or the fight. Now people are celebrating them because they are getting the victory. People are now paying attention. I feel like you might be getting attention from other people, possibly, but it does feel like it is success or victory that you have finally let this go. We do have the Page of Pentacles. It never really grew, I want to say. For some of you, we could be talking about a child. We could be talking about maybe, I just can't resolve anything with the child. They're not listening. So maybe it's time for you to just release it from the mind. There's a rule of thumb that I follow, and if I have no control over it, I release it from my mind. Easier said than done, I know. But we do have the Page of Pentacles here. And so it does feel like it could be with a child for some of you. But I feel like, it could be the child that's celebrating because you finally released something and let go. But it does feel like it's energy. For some of you, it looks like it's energy, or the hope that someone might come back and resolve something with you. And then we have the Fool. So I feel like that the Ten of Swords and the Six of Wands is very much about what's going on this week. It feels like as soon as you release your mind from whatever this unfinished business is and decide to leave it in the past, it feels like, you know, with this Page of Pentacles here, I'm just going to pursue other endeavors. I'm going to pursue other energetic things. I'm going to begin something new, or maybe take someone else's offer. It could be that there's an offer showing up for you, and I finally can let this go because someone else is showing up with an offer here with the Fool and the Page of Pentacles. We've got the Page of Wands. So there is somebody who, if this is relationship related, it feels like somebody who's got your attention, or somebody who has sparked some sort of excitement in you here. It feels like there is something new, a situation, a creative situation possibly, where you are going to, you've decided this Page of Pentacles, you've decided, yep, I've got this pentacle here. I'm going to, you know, plant it somewhere. And I think it's making you excited for the new opportunity that's showing up here for you. So I feel like you just had to let this go, this unfinished business, even though you haven't had closure. It's time to just let it go, Taurus. That's what it feels like. Tell me what the outcome is for Taurus, please. We've got the Eight of Cups. Yep, you're letting go. You're disconnecting emotionally. And look, when you push Taurus to that place, you're done. You'll never see them again. That's right. Taurus will just snip you right out of the whole thing here. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. Yep, confidently moving away from something here. And then we have the Knight of Wands, making short work of it. So I want to say with the Eight of Cups here, it tells me that you gave somebody chance after chance. I feel that you kept trying to renew with the cups and it just didn't work. It feels like you realize this week that you're settling for something and it's time for you to release it. It might be a friendship. It could be something that's grown to a certain place and now it's become, you know, the Four of Pentacles. It's become shut off, shut down. Somebody's not returning your calls, not returning the texts, and you decide, you know what, just going to block that person. I'm kind of done with it. And it feels like there's something that immediately shows up in the future. And so it feels like the universe is waiting for you to let go of this idea or keeping your mind stuck to this, I must have closure, I must have closure. Look, honey, your closure is that they never called back. Your closure is they never answered you. The closure is they haven't asked you out. That's the closure. So I feel like this Nine of Pentacles is telling me that once you pull away emotionally, once you're completely and totally done, I feel like the Nine of Pentacles appears here. You start to become more confident. You start to take better care of yourself. You decide that you've done this long by yourself, that you're going to build it all the way by yourself. And then we have the Knight of Wands. And I feel like the Knight of Wands is saying it's a quick decision that you make. We have the Ten of Wands and you're dropping those burdens. Tell me what's around the corner for Taurus, please. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. Look how things change. Everything starts, doors, you start not, once you let go of something here, let go of an energy, let go of a thought pattern that you couldn't get out of, all of a sudden the tens are showing up, right? Now you can let go of things. Let go of the thought that this was going to be a long-term relationship. Let go of these burdens that you're able to now drop to the ground. We've got the Ace of Swords because it's time for a new conversation, a new day, a new contract after much deliberation. I think that the Hanged Man is telling me you finally changed your mind. You got a new perspective is what it is. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Now it's time to get down to work on something new, Taurus, or get down to work on you, right? That's, oh, what's that? I just heard Earth, Wind, and Fire. Get down on it. Okay, I'm just going to say. Yep. I'm even seeing them dance on stage in their crazy clothes. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're working on something here. And I think it's your vulnerability, really, because the Four of Pentacles is here. We've got the Pisces energy. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo. We've got Aquarius energy, Libra, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. We've got lots of Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy in this reading today, Taurus. All right, Gemini. Let's find out what's going on this week. Sneak peek for this week, Gemini. Do not forget that there is a sale on. There is a sale, 10% off of all of my readings over at Wizio. Please check the pinned comment for your discount code. You will have the discount on checkout. And it's filling up quickly. So if y'all want to get in there, you better do it. When I put on the sales, I'm very busy for a while. Tell me about Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter sneak peek for this week, the next 7 days for Gemini. And we ask and Gemini appears. So we have the Knight of Swords. Something is about to pick up pace, Gemini, or you're going to be asked to be a little bit aggressive with someone about something. We've got the Nine of Cups in the reverse. Very interesting. This is like... when the Nine of Cups in the reverse shows up, it gives me the feeling of something, there's some shenanigans going on. No, I say it a lot. I think I like the word. But I feel like there's something here that looked like it was better than it ended up being. It feels like there's something here that from a distance looked really good, looked very promising, looked like wish fulfillment. And it just, as you got closer, or as you started talking to that person, that happens sometimes. We meet somebody online, we've swiped right because their meat suit looks great, and then you get to know that person and you're like, no, that's not for me. It could be that. Tell me about the Nine of Cups. We've got the Three of Cups. It's somebody that you met in a social situation. It feels like... if it's a person, it feels like it is that. It's after deliberation. That's kind of what I was feeling before I pulled the cards, right? There's something here that looked really great at a distance. You're like, yes, that's what I want. That's my wish fulfillment, right? I hear it all the time, like 1,000 times. Oh, this is the love of my life. And yeah, it ends up not being that because somebody here, I feel... once you get really close, it feels like this person's really aggressive, or they start being pushy, or they just let things fly out their mouth and they don't care if it hurts you. It feels like this is somebody that maybe once you meet them face to face or ask them out or get them into a social situation, that you start to think, I don't know, is this the one for me? The Hanged energy tells me it's like a pause. It's like, wait a second, that's not what I bargained for. That's not what I thought this was at all. Look, this could even be a job. It could be like, it looks like your dream job. And then you get there and you're like, wait a second, this is not, you didn't tell me this in the contract, or maybe I missed some fine print, but this isn't what I signed up for. Tell me about the, I feel like this is almost making me feel like you're like in and out. It's like you come in the front door and go out the back door. You're like, no, thank you. That's what it feels like, Gemini. Tell me about this. We've got the Three of Wands. It looked like a really good opportunity. From where you were standing, you thought that you saw it all. You thought that you saw a good future with this, that it looked like a really good opportunity here, and you were ready to grab that Ace of Wands and take a run at it. We do have the Queen of Cups. It does feel like there's emotions involved here. And then we have the Emperor. Yeah. You know what the thing is the Emperor's not going to put up with it. I feel like there is, Gemini, you could be the Emperor. It does feel like you take control either way, whether you're the Emperor or not. The Emperor is Aries. You don't have to be an Aries to be the Emperor, because the Emperor does have all of the energy of all of the kings, right? No matter what your energy is in this reading, it's all three of all of the signs, right? Fire, water, pentacles, and air. So I really feel like it does feel like here that there is some sort of situation that you might come across this week. Look, it's maybe like you're going looking for a vehicle to buy and it looks really great until you go for the test drive and you're like, no, brah, that whole thing feels out of alignment. Like it feels like something that looks good from a distance. And then when you get really up close and you're really excited, you're like, ooh, let's go, right? Because maybe the meat suit was great from a distance. Maybe you swipe right because they were cute. And then all of a sudden you meet them somewhere and you're like, whoa, that's not what I wanted. I feel like you take action right away, though. It feels like you thought that this was going to be something that might work out for the future, but it feels like with the Queen of Cups that you do this in a compassionate way. The Knight of Swords is here, and the Knight of Swords can be pretty aggressive with their words, with their actions. But I feel like with the Queen being here, it softens it just a little bit. So I feel like because you're the Emperor, it feels like you do take charge of the situation, and maybe you excuse yourself or you see the situation for what it is here. Tell me more about this. We've got the Ace of Swords. You're just going to say it because that's what the Emperor would do, because the Emperor also has the energy or the wisdom of the King of Swords. And the King of Swords isn't going to mince any words. So I feel like after you communicate with them, you see the two swords happening. You're like, I think I made the wrong decision. I think this isn't This isn't exactly what I thought it would be. I feel like you pursue the conversation here, and we have the Eight of Wands. I feel like you realize pretty quickly that this is not what you thought it was. The Eight of Wands tells me that the King of Wands is out. After I have a few words of communication with you, this could even for some of you be in text. Maybe you've decided that, maybe you've asked them out, but you're like, nope, that's not what I bargained for. Could be in the sale of something is what I'm feeling. If it's not to do with a person or dating, it's the sale of something. Look, maybe you're on Marketplace. Maybe you get through conversation here that this is not the person I want to do business with. The King of Wands is somebody who's not going to mince words, who's going to take action. But I feel like it's almost like because the Eight of Wands is moving into the future and the King is looking into the past, it feels like you back out of it, is what it feels like here. After a few words, you back out of it. It might be something to do with a job. So maybe you sign, or they're asking you to sign the contract, because Ace of Swords to me is contractual. It can be a life agreement, it can be a life contract, or it can be a contract that you're signing. And they might want you to sign it quickly without reading it, without looking at the very fine print. Be careful and go over the details. I think the Eight of Pentacles is showing up to remind you that you're an analyst. If you are the person who is the emperor, you are the analyst. You're the person who doesn't do anything unless you read all the fine print, because the emperor is also the lawyer, the judge, and the jury, right? The emperor is also the King of Pentacles, somebody who knows their money, who knows their stuff, who's very analytical. So just be careful in whatever you're doing here. But I think that whatever you saw from a distance and thought you might want, maybe the car is beautiful and maybe it's antique and you drive it and everything is out of alignment. Maybe the front is shimmying like crazy. What's the outcome here for Gemini? We've got the Ten of Cups. We've got the Hermit energy. Yeah, you're glad you thought about it. You're glad that you took it away, thought about it, didn't make your decision immediately, didn't sign the contract immediately. And we've got the Knight of Wands, because I feel like it probably would have come with a consequence. Look, the Knight of Wands is, you can't move as quick as the Knight of Wands and make really quick decisions and take risks without consequence. Everything has consequence, whether those consequences turn out to be positive or negative. So I feel like rather than moving really quickly here, you decide to move slowly and you take it away to go over the dollars and cents or go over the situation. Tell me what this outcome is here. Yep, and then you're just really honest. Look, I got to be honest with you. This isn't what I bargained for. What's around the corner here for Gemini? We've got the Ten of Swords. You're going to release it and let it go. You're probably going to hurt somebody's feelings doing that, but you know what? It is, Gemini. Protect yourself. We have, pardon me, we have the Star. You saw everything for what it is. The sun is here. There it is. The sun and the star. I saw the situation for what it is once I got up close, and once I did and thought about it. I'm just going to be honest with you. Look, I don't mean to hurt your feelings, right? And I don't think you do, because the Queen of Cups is here with the Knight of Swords. But I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but I just got to be honest with you. This isn't what it looked like from a distance. I'm not interested. Got the Five of Swords, because it feels like whatever the situation, idea, or person is, you weren't compatible and you figured it out immediately. We have Virgo energy, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. We have Pisces, Aries, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. More Aquarius. We have Leo energy, and yeah, we have lots of Swords energy. So Aries, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra energy. All right, let's look at you, Cancer. Tell me about Cancer. Sneak peek for this week. Next 7 days for Cancer. Cancer, if you are interested in a private read, please look in the pinned comment. There's a 10% off coupon code there if you're interested in already really reasonably priced readings, but please get in there as soon as you can. It's a 10-day turnaround time and it's filling up fast. Tell me about Cancer, what's coming up this week. Sneak peek for this week, next 7 days. We've got the Two of Cups. Tell me why the Two of Cups is here for Cancer. We've got the Five of Pentacles. Are you back in the dating world? Feels like somebody here has decided that it's time to jump back in here, back into the cups. The Eight of Eight of Cups is here, sorry. 8 and 2 is 10. 10 10 cups, happiness, apex of happiness. You're out there. There it is. We call it out and it shows up. So and that's why I add them together, because I feel it coming, or I see it in my mind usually. So we have the 10 of cups here. It does feel like somebody's getting back into the dating world. I think that somebody this week might decide, you know what, maybe it's time for me to get back on the apps or get back into a social situation or setting. It feels like somebody's ready for love, that you've been feeling on the outside looking in, feeling as though, I think that this time's different. It feels like you're doing it in more of a detached way. Like it feels like you are not settling anymore, that it really is the 10 of cups that you're after here. And I feel like you're just not settling for stuff anymore. It feels like you are looking for the 2 of cups. Tell me about the 2 of cups. We've got the 3 of wands. We've got the Page of Swords. It feels like you've made yourself a list here, I want to say. And the Queen of Pentacles. So it does feel like what you see in the distance is lessons, I want to say. I feel like you've learned some lessons and you're going to apply those lessons this time. I feel like somebody is doing it in a very methodical, slow, and analytical way. It feels like I've learned my lesson, and I'm just waiting for the right time to expand my dating life or look for love or look for romance. The 3 of Wands tells me that it's almost time. We've got this wand that's burning down here, which will take you to the 2. I feel like your wave is about to show up. If you're waiting for a wave of I'm ready, I feel it's telling me the wave is ready to show up. So it does feel like it's an energy of divine timing is what it feels like. But I feel like you're positive and you're looking forward to whatever might be out there. But I think you're taking your lessons from the last time that you were dating. And I think that you've got a much broader, maybe you've even narrowed it down a little bit, criteria. I think part of that criteria is they got to be stable. Stable of the mind, stable in their life, somebody who moves really slowly, somebody who has got their own money, somebody who's got their own abundance, somebody who doesn't have to be in your back pocket all the time, Cancer. This is a person who runs their own business or is planting their own garden. They're not waiting for anybody to give them anything. So this is somebody who already pops out of the box, ready for you to date them, because they don't have an expectation. They don't need your money. They don't need your time. This person is good to take care of themselves. And I feel like that's the kind of person that you're looking for. I think that might be the lesson that you learned about the dating world. So we do have the Hanged Man energy. This is a different perspective for you. I feel like you spent some time thinking about it and have come to a realization that maybe you do want something that's long-term. Maybe you do want this apex of emotional happiness. But I feel like it's really a perspective of, I don't want it if it's not the Queen of Pentacles. I'm looking for a queen. Whether they're feminine or masculine, I'm looking for a queen who has their crap together. We've got the Ace of Swords, someone who is intellectual, who can stimulate my mind, somebody who can give me clarity, maybe teach me something, who's a good conversationalist. I feel like you've realized that, yeah, it's great if they have a great mate suit, right? If you're attracted to them and they're attracted to you, that's great. As long as the Knight of Wands is in place with the Ace of Swords. So intellectual, right? Thinking things through and making good conversation, and not only having it in fire, because fire is necessary. Attraction's necessary. Of course it is. But I feel like you want somebody who's fun, I want to say. Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius energy is kind of silly. It can be very silly. I'm a Sag rising, right? You guys know I can be a little silly. And I think that's what you're looking for. Someone who's lighthearted, someone who's a little bit silly maybe, but also someone who's very intellectual and can talk about all things, sun, moon, and stars. It feels like you've got a different perspective on what you want, but you also want someone who's going to be someone who doesn't depend on you. You're not looking for a gold digger. You're not looking for someone who is going to use you for money, or someone who's going to sit on your sofa and play video games while you do all the work. That's not what you're looking for. We have the Nine of Wands. So I think that you're peeking out from behind your Nine of Wands energy this week. Nine of Wands tells me, you know what? This is the last chance. This is it. I'm just going to go out this one time and I'm going to try and find what I'm going to find. And it feels like you're kind of over it. I want to say, aren't we all like over the apps, over the dating? Like, I think you're over it, and I feel like you're going to give it one last shot is what it is. What's the outcome here for Cancer? We've got the Chariot. You are in the outcome. I feel like I'm supposed to tell you that, look, you've also got to have it together as well. You are attracting what you are. So if you're not on point with your finances and you're not balanced in your feminine and masculine energy, and you're looking for someone who is going to be reckless and just look for you for passion, that's what you're going to attract. So let it be known that you've got to have your dark horse and your light horse in balance, right? That's what keeps the Chariot going. It's all about balance. You can see the person balancing on the top of the Chariot. So I feel like you really got to have yourself in balance. And if you're in balance, you are going to find someone else who's in balance here. Chariot energy is about victory and success. So I feel like you will have some sort of success in finding something that balances you. I feel like if you're out of balance, if you're not ready to share your feelings, look, this is Cancer energy with the Chariot, that you can have success, of course, but you have to be willing to be a little bit more vulnerable as well. The Three of Swords tells me if you're heartbroken, don't go out dating. You're just going to attract people who are also heartbroken. So I feel like you got to learn some vulnerability, get your energies in balance and in order not to get your heart broken. We've got the Two of Swords. I don't know that you're there just yet. I'm going to say, I feel like I'm giving you a reading for this week, but maybe this is something that you decide in the week ahead. Maybe watch for your week ahead reading. But we do have the Two of Swords. I think that sometimes when we go in passion, there are things that we don't see, right? Her eyes are covered here. There are things that we choose not to see because we want the thing that looks good to our eyes, right? And it feels like what you're worried about, the Five of Swords here tells me intrusive thoughts, that you do want to be in balance. You do want to find someone, you are ready to share your emotions, but intrusive thoughts are telling you, look, this is the last chance. If I don't meet somebody this time, if it doesn't work out for me, then I don't know. Tell me what's around the corner. Tell me what's around the corner, please. We have the Judgment card. So you're getting another chance. And not another chance with a specific person, but I think another chance to get back into the dating world or get back to whatever it is you're going to try it again. Whatever this is, maybe it's not dating, maybe it's a job, maybe you're getting back into the workforce, maybe you retired and maybe it's not for you. Maybe you're getting back into the workforce, doing something voluntarily or doing something that now you're going to love instead of something you had to do. It feels like this Judgment card is telling me that you're getting a second chance at something here, and you have to put the old ways to bed or to sleep, be done with it, and try something brand new. You have to sort of shed your skin. We've got the King of Swords. What did I hear when I said that? Sledgehammer. When you shed your skin, this is the new stuff. You go dancing in. I feel like it's gonna be a little easier this time because you've already learned some lessons. I feel like the second chance is good because I think now you're approaching things as the King of Swords. You're approaching this whole situation logically, analytically, honestly and factually. I feel like you don't need anyone, Cancer, and that's a great place to be because I feel like you already have all the things that you need. So the King of Swords is like, look, if it's next, like if it's not you, next. Like I feel like you're not really going to give your emotional energy to anyone who can't pass the test of all of the criteria that you have in place. We have the King of Wands in the reverse. You're not going in for the passion this time. I think you learned your lesson doing that here, that you are going to hold back your passion until you know that there is an investment, which means you're going to go slow, which means maybe this thing is going to take a whole year before I decide the passion is going to get involved. And if that person doesn't want that, then maybe they're just not for you. We got the Strength card. I feel like you've been holding back for a while here. It's because you've been healing here. But I feel like you're ready to have some fun. Sagittarius, I said, is a little bit silly, right? And I think that you're ready to put in a little bit of energy, but not a whole lot. I'm just going to say, I feel like you've been released from this energy, this devil energy. And I think that you see things a little clearer now. I feel like you've been released from this devil energy. Maybe you've been going through a hard cycle, but it does feel like now you see things clearer. I think that you know what you want this time. All right. We've got Aquarius energy. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Pisces. We've got Virgo and Pisces energy here. And yeah, I said Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy already. All right, Leo. Let's talk about Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Leo, if you are interested in a private reading, I just put a sale on, start February 1st and goes till the 15th. It's at 10% off of all of my services. Please look into the pinned comment to know where to go. There is a link to Wizio, only place you can book me. Let's find out what's going on for you, Leo, for this week, next 7 days, Leo. We have the Hierophant. The Emperor. The Emperor is not negotiable. Like, I feel like you're like, I'm not negotiating nothing this week. It's my way or the highway. When the Hierophant shows up with the Emperor, it's like, I know the way. Don't tell me what to do. The Hierophant is like, I'm staying on the path. I know what the right thing to do is, so don't test me. Like, it feels like you're on some sort of a hard-ass path this week. Not too much is going to get by you today. Yeah, you're like, look, I'm using my intuition, and my intuition is the thing that has put me on the right path, and I'm going to stay there. I'm going to stay the course. I feel like there's something here that's non-negotiable this week for you. Ooh, boy, look at all that heavy energy, man. Those are all some big hitters with the major arcana. So when the major arcana show up, the major arcanas in the tarot are from the Fool to the World card. There's 21 of them, and that's a life cycle. It feels like there's something here that might be coming to an end. Like maybe you're ending some sort of way of thinking, or some kind of way you were feeling, or maybe you're not going to be so hard ass with this cycle here, because I just want to say that the Hierophant has a lot of wisdom, right? The Hierophant has a lot of wisdom, a lot of book knowledge in terms of, religious or spiritual practices. And it feels like the Death card here is telling me that something here is about to change or end so something else can begin. Now, I want to say that death comes for everyone eventually, whether it is leaving this earth or whether it is a change of mind. In this case, I think it's a change of heart, or a change like your intuition is telling you that something's got to come to an end. I feel like there is a Leo here who's been far too stubborn in their way of thinking. I'm just going to say, I know Taurus gets a bad rap for being stubborn, but look, you're a fixed sign too, and it takes a long time for you to make a decision of sorts. I feel like you are in this energy of my way or the highway this week, but look, there's a lot of change that's coming, and that's why the Death card is here. It's forcing you to be more flexible, because something here is about to end. It's about to come to an end or transform itself. It's about to change, and I think that it's coming in unapologetically, and you don't have any control over it, because when the major arcana show up, it tells you that you only have a couple of things that you can do. You can, well, first of all, you have to receive it because it shows up in your face, and you can respond or you can react, and that's really about it. But this is all going down. It feels like this Death card is telling me that something in your gut, something that is intuitive that you've been silent about, I feel, is you're going to be proved right with your intuition this week, and then that thing is finally going to be laid to rest. Tell me why the Hierophant is here. Hierophant to me also is a lesson learned. This is someone who gains wisdom through lessons that have been learned. Tell me about the Hierophant. And sometimes they're hard lessons, because it's card number 5, right? That can be lack. This person's gone through a lot of lack in their life. We've got the Chariot here. We've got the Hanged Man. So you have some sort of a realization that it's time to move, or it's time to go. The Page of Pentacles just showed up. And so with the Page of Pentacles, it's some sort of an opportunity that you've had a realization. It's time to move toward that opportunity. So I feel as though the Death card is here for all of the cards that show up around it, right? So I feel like this Death card is telling me that you can't be so stuck in your ways. I feel like the Death card shows up to show you that if you won't change, the universe will force it on you. So I feel like you're being forced to change how you feel about something, being forced to change your mind. I feel like you've been trying to avoid it or holding back from it, or you think as the Emperor that the death doesn't apply to you, but it does. I feel like for somebody, your intuition's going to be confirmed about something. And it feels like there's a realization here with the Hanged Man being in the reverse. It's an aha moment after being in pause, that it's time for this opportunity, time for me to offer the opportunity or receive the opportunity, because you see it as something that you're going to have success with. Tell me more about Leo. We have the Four of Swords. Yeah, you've done some healing here, friend. Spiritual healing. We have the Eight of Wands. Now we can move. Now we have a little bit of movement here. We have the Page of Cups. You're moving on to something new. We got a couple of pages here. I feel like it's something new that's emotional. It really does feel like somebody here has, oh, look at that, another page. You've been learning a lot of lessons. You've been learning a lot of lessons. The pages are the students, right? They're not always making the right choices or the right offers or doing the right thing. And sometimes, they're surprised by movement or surprised by healing or the results of something because they're young and they're thinking. I'm not saying you're immature, but I'm saying that you're dealing with something here like you've never been at this place in your life that you're at right now. And I feel like you're learning a lot of lessons. You're learning that, yes, the Hierophant energy is an energy of being a spiritual advisor or knowing what to do spiritually. The High Priestess is somebody who's quite psychic. I always trust my gut. I'm the one that's in charge of my life. But when death shows up, it throws everything, right? It throws everything off. So it feels like something has come to an end here and you are going to have to heal from it. But it also feels like you're learning a lot of lessons. Lessons are that not everything is permanent. In fact, everything is temporary. I think that's what you're learning. With the Eight of Wands here, it's about movement. You've got to be a little bit more flexible than you have been. Sagittarius energy, right? So mutable sign. And so you have to be a little more flexible than you've been. And the Page of Cups here is saying you might be surprised that you also can learn a lesson. It looks like the Page of Swords is clutching their pearls and looking over at the Hierophant like, oh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have been stuck in my ways so much. Tell me what the outcome is here, please. Leo, the outcome is the Devil. Why is the Devil here? Because of the Eight of Cups. There it is. You're pulling away from doubt, from fear, from codependency. You've decided to detach from the Devil energy. You've outsmarted the Devil. I like it. And, oh, look at that. The Ace of Swords tells me that you didn't just outsmart the Devil, you cut yourself away. And it feels heroic to me. It feels heroic that you've been chained to some sort of thought pattern that had you held prisoner. And I want to say that it was probably something emotional. It feels like you weren't willing to change your position, change your mind. You weren't willing to change the way you felt about something, but I feel like you've been released. It feels like you've released yourself from some sort of emotional prison that you were in here. Tell me what is around the corner for Leo. We've got the Four of Wands. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. And we have the Ten of Pentacles. Look, I think you feel a lot better. The Queen of Pentacles is the person who realizes that they're planting their own garden. They're taking care of themselves. No one's coming to save them. And so they plant their own garden. And when they do, they flourish. They thrive. I feel like that you are going to have something to celebrate soon. And the energy, when I say around the corner, I mean not this week, but the week ahead. It feels like you're going to have something to celebrate soon, and it is your stability. I feel like you were having a hard time changing your mind about something or being flexible in your thinking. And now that you are deciding to cut the Devil away or cut away your doubts or your fears or the feeling like you couldn't do it, it feels like once you finally detach from that energy, that you start realizing that it's a lot more hopeful into the future than you thought it was, because you're in control now. You're not only the Emperor, but you're the Queen of Pentacles. What you're in control of is your finances, your money, your pentacle world. You've realized you've got to focus on your money, your job, your house, your home, your children, your happiness, and your stability. We have the Knight of Wands. I feel like what you're giving up is this lifestyle of maybe a little bit of energy of taking too many risks or doing things quickly or running at things. It feels like like now you're planning. I love it. So you go from this energy of the Knight of Wands. Maybe you looked at it as though you were brave. You're jumping into these situations where you kept getting burnt over and over. But I feel like the Two of Wands tells me, even though you're still in your fire energy, that now you're planning. You're plotting, you're predicting, right? So you can have a better outcome than just jumping in head first like the Knight would. All right. Aquarius, Pisces. We've got Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn here. We've got Scorpio energy with Pisces. We've got Cancer energy, Capricorn energy, Taurus, and more Piscean energy. All right, Virgo. What's going on, Virgo? Let's find out what's going on with you. Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Virgo. Okay, I don't know why I felt this right away, but it almost feels like some sort of a reconciliation or an apology. But I think it's on your behalf. Like it feels like it's feels like maybe you should say sorry to somebody. Maybe it's not sorry. Maybe it's like it's never really sorry, right, Virgo? Maybe it's more like, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's like you want to make nice with somebody that you feel like maybe I shouldn't have been that harsh. Tell me what this is about. Tell me what's going on the next 7 days. Sneak peek for this week for Virgo. Virgo, don't forget there is a sale on 10% off. Please look in the pinned comment for the 10% off coupon code that you will need. All right. So you were aggressive with your words with somebody. I was feeling that right away. So you were aggressive with your feelings, aggressive with your words. Like maybe you were sharp with your words, because the Knight of Swords is Gemini, and Gemini doesn't make no bones about it. Gemini's just going to tell you the way it is. And Gemini isn't an energy that means to hurt you, but Gemini is a very honest energy. They're just going to say it and let you sort it out. So it feels like that maybe there was something that you said that it landed the wrong way with somebody. Feels like it was a little bit of aggressive energy. You pulled out your sword and you're like, nope. I've got boundaries and you can't do that. Tell me what the Knight of Swords is about. We've got the Fool. So I feel like you cut somebody free. I feel like you let somebody go. It's like, it feels like you're like, no, I need this new beginning. We've got the Chariot, and then you just left. That's what it was. That's what I was feeling here. It does feel a little bit cold. I'm just going to say, Virgo, you have we all have that shadow side. And I think that your shadow side is you think about it, right? The Five of Wands is you can see somebody who's in a tug and pull. I think there was something here that you were thinking about for a long time. You had indecision about something, but I feel like it's almost like slingshot with you. It's like you're sitting in the pocket and you pulling back, thinking about it, and then boom, I'm just going to do it. And I feel like that's what this energy is here. You had indecision, but then you figured, you know what, I'm just going to say it, because there's no easy way around any of this. I need the new beginning and I need it now. So I feel like there was some energy or emotions you were holding under the surface, and it feels like I just needed to say it. No more waiting. I need this new beginning. Now that could mean two things, right? It could mean that somebody has cut somebody free and said, I just need to let you know that this isn't serving me anymore. But for others of you, it could be somebody said, look, I can't hold my feelings under the surface anymore. So take it as it resonates, because this is Chariot, and Chariot is Cancer energy, which does hold feelings under the surface generally. Tell me about this Knight, please. Because when the sword's up, I got something to say. That's what it is. Tell me about Gemini. We've got the Strength card. Took you a lot of strength and courage to say what you said, because I feel like you were holding it back for a while. You hadn't yet made your decision, but you knew you were probably going to release somebody. It feels now with the Two of Swords that it was maybe more of a release, and that's why you were holding back. You were ready to release someone, but you didn't want to do it. Like it feels like you knew you were going to break somebody's heart here. The Two and the Ace of Swords tells me that you knew you were going to break somebody's heart, and that's why you tried to hold back. I feel like you may have had a physical relationship with this person, and so maybe that's what was making you in indecision. And I don't feel it's because of the physical relationship, because the energy of strength, the Leo energy, can be quite a sexual energy. And it feels like that maybe, we already had a physical part of the relationship, and I feel like you just didn't want to break somebody's heart. but I feel like it's something that had to happen. It was weighing really heavy on you, Virgo. That's what it was. It was weighing really heavy on you, and it feels like you needed to say something. Tell me what's going on here. Tell me more. There it is. You felt tied to someone. There's somebody here that you felt was codependent. Maybe they wouldn't leave you alone, constantly in your back pocket. Or maybe this person was somebody who was controlling. They could have been trying to control your thoughts, your movements. You're a bit of a free spirit, right? And when somebody tries to control you, it's not for you. It feels like the devil energy. Somebody felt like they wanted, like you were chained to them, or they were chained to you. Feels like you, yeah, the devil energy. This person could have also had some sort of a drinking issue, or maybe they're a person who has some sort of an addiction of some kind. And it doesn't have to be things you're ingesting, right? It could be spending too much money, going on too many trips. Could be something like that. So I feel like the Eight of Swords is here because I feel as though you felt like your hands were tied for a while. You felt that this person was possibly giving you some toxic energy. The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse has just popped out. And so it feels like you knew that there was no long-term feeling here, no long-term connection. And I think that you didn't want to hurt somebody or break their heart, but I feel like you realized that there was no longevity here. I don't intend on staying here. I don't intend on investing in this. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, but something had already been built. Like, I think that this is probably someone, you know, it feels like two people cross the line of friendship, is what it feels like. That maybe this is somebody that you've known for a long time, that you would consider them to be your friend. And maybe, you know, it feels like passion ensued, right? With the devil energy and the strength energy. You couldn't hold back anymore. Maybe you were very physically attracted to this person. But it feels like with the Three of Pentacles, we'd already built something. It was a friendship, or we worked together, or this person is my neighbor, lives in the community. And it feels like once you got into it, once you jumped in, you realize that this isn't the long-term thing for me. And so I feel like you raised your sword and let something go here. Tell me what the outcome is, please. We've got the Hanged Man. Yeah, it was a perspective friend, is what it was. It's like I really got to look deep into my emotional self, my intuitive self. Is this really where I want to be for the long term? And I think perspective here is what you decided that when you decided that it wasn't for you. The Sun comes up and the Five of Pentacles is in the reverse. It does feel like it's a reconnection of a friendship. When the Five of Pentacles is in the reverse, it feels as though we're trying to reconnect, or the connection is kind of off, or, you know, it's like we go in and out of connection. We go into lack and then we come back out, and we reconnect after we're not in lack. It just feels like the Sun gave you some sort of realization. What's the realization? Yep, that you felt like you were trapped somewhere. You felt like you were trapped somewhere. Look, this person has got ivy growing up their leg that is also wrapped around the wand, the Ace of Wands. And so you felt like, if I stay here, it's going to be because of fire, and fire burns out. And I think that you realized that really early. The Sun is out to give you realization that maybe you were with somebody who is a wounded warrior, someone who still hasn't resolved their past, someone who still hasn't resolved their trauma. Maybe you realized that and it wasn't for you. This could also be the unresolved trauma, right? Maybe they were chained to something and wanted you to be chained there as well. Tell me what's around the corner for Virgo. Got the Moon energy. Now what? I don't know what's coming next. I can't really see forward here. We've got the Queen of Wands. And we have the Four of Cups. So I feel like right now you're like, you know what? It's always the beautiful ones that get me in trouble, because I think that you're somebody who's very visual. You're someone who's very analytical. And I think that lately, or at least in this situation, you equated beauty with maybe this is going to work for me. And I think that the fact that, you know, you tried to hold off as long as you could with the passion, but eventually you realize that this is not going past the Three Pentacles for me. It feels like rejection ensued with the Queen of Wands. So this could be someone who is a fire sign, or maybe has fire energy, or maybe you do, take it as it resonates. But it's like you didn't You didn't see how anything could move forward here. And so I feel like it ends in some sort of rejection here. The Page of Pentacles is here. This other person, or maybe you decided, I can't put much more energy into this. The Death card is here. Something came to an end. It might have even been an Empress. Look, the Empress is somebody who's quite well-rounded, right? Somebody who takes care of themselves. This person could have been quite wealthy. But it feels like it just felt like it wasn't for you. For whatever reason, it just turned out that you felt more stuck to this person. And it doesn't have to be anything to do with them. Like, that person could be beautiful and kind and loving, but I feel like you just felt like it just wasn't for me. Like, it feels like it was obsessive almost. We do have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have Cancer, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. We have Aries, we have Cancer and Pisces, we have Leo, more Leo energy, Gemini and Scorpio. All right, Libra. Tell me about Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter for this week, the next 7 days for Libra. Libra, there is a sale. So if you're interested in 10% off at this time, please look into the comment, the pinned comment, which will give you your coupon code for 10% off. And also a link to Wizio. That's where you can find me to book me. Tell me about Libra, what's coming up in the next 7 days, please. We've got the High Priestess. Why are you in your High Priestess energy? Something here you've been thinking about or feeling. Something you've been quiet about, possibly. We've got the Six of Cups. We've got the King of Cups. And we have the Three of Pentacles. I feel like there's someone here, Libra, and I feel like you feel connected to them in a bit of a psychic way, I'm going to say. Because we do have the King here, and the King is Scorpio, but also Pisces and Cancer in this general reading. So Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. But you are in this Piscean energy here. It's like you're in the High Priestess energy. It feels like you are reminiscing. It feels like there's a connection to somebody here, like an energetic or psychic connection to somebody here that you can't let go of. It feels like you're sort of stuck in nostalgia, stuck in memories. I can't let go. I keep thinking about them. You know, it's kind of science, right? If you have somebody on your same vibration, when two things that are identical in vibration, when one vibrates, the other will. So that could mean that maybe they're thinking of you and that's why you're thinking of them. It does feel like it is somebody here that you've already grown or established a foundation with. So this is friendship, or maybe this is somebody that you work with, or maybe this is a business partner. It could be someone that you know through some sort of a group or community, possibly. Someone who's very collaborative and cooperative with you. It feels like there's somebody who you're stuck in your mind about this week. Someone either you can't let go of the nostalgia or they can't. Tell me about this High Priestess energy. I don't feel like you're talking to this person, though. I think that you two are silent with each other, because I think that the King might be a little bit too stubborn, and I think that you are somebody who's trying to feel out the situation. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Five of Cups. And we have the Ace of Swords. So I think that you've kind of come to a realization that if I would just pick up the phone or, text them, that we could probably communicate, but I don't think that's what you want. I feel like you want this person to come to you, and I think that I feel like you're sad about the situation, to be honest. I feel like it makes you sad that there's no communication. I think that you want the communication. It could be incoming with the Eight of Wands. It could be that you either want to send communication or that you want them to communicate with you, but because you're the one who's silent right now, I think that you want this person to communicate with you. It's like you're like, no, I'm not going to be the one who is constantly giving the olive branch. I'm not going to be the one who's constantly putting in all the work while you sit back and watch. Like, it feels like something is feels like a little bit off, or maybe I'm doing this because lopsided. It feels like a shelf and everything slid off the shelf. It feels like, you're the only one who constantly is making the shelf level and putting the things back on the shelf. It feels like the other person really is not. We have the King of Swords. Why is the King of Swords here? We have the Tower. I think you're going to get communication. I think you're going to get communication that this person is going to communicate with you and be really honest with you. I think you're at a turning point or a change. Something is about to change, but I feel like it's going to be a big, hard shift. I don't think that you're expecting that, because this is kind of stubborn energy. Like, that's Scorpio energy, right? Of course, Pisces and Cancer, because we're in a general reading, but we've got two of the most stubborn energies here, Aquarius and Scorpio. So I feel like you're the one who's a little more fluid with the Piscean energy. I feel like you're the one who is a little more flexible or fluid with your thinking or your energy. But I feel like it's almost as if you're like, no, I can't always be the one who is going to save the situation. So I don't know if this person is a friend. I do see the King sometimes as a father or a mother figure. It could be that. But it does feel like that. I feel like that something is about to shift or change, and I think it could be somebody's thoughts. It could be your thoughts or theirs, but it feels like it's going to be a turning point. When somebody shifts their thinking, but I think it's being forced. It's a forced shift. Somebody's having a realization. The Wheel of Fortune is here. It's like somebody realizes that something's got to change. So it almost feels like the the High Priestess is waiting somebody out. Like, it feels like you're waiting someone out here, Libra, and I feel like this person is, I keep hearing Miley Cyrus, comes in like a wrecking ball. It's like, it's, boy, one more card. Two of Pentacles. It feels like this person is probably going to communicate with you, but listen, it's not going to be everything you want it to be. Nobody's riding off into the sunset. It's going to be very head over heart. It's going to be, look, we going to talk about this or are we not? It feels like you're going to have a decision to make, and they're going to want you to make it like on the spot. Are we going to meet and talk about this or are we not? Because the Wheel of Fortune is here. And regardless of what's going on in the situation, you're moving forward. The Wheel of Fortune tells me that this is a turning point. Things are about to change. And the Wheel of Fortune always moves forward for expansion. So whether this person keeps up with you or not, things are changing for you. But I think whatever, the King of Swords never really says anything unless it's going to impact the situation, the conversation, whatever's going on in the room. The King is not the one who's just talking out their ass. They're not making idle conversation. Sometimes they will. They can be chitter-chattery if they have some sort of fire in the rising, but this person is somebody who's saying things that are truthful and honest and factual. And if you don't like it, then, well, that's a you problem. So it feels like there is a conversation that's coming. And I feel like this person is finally going to communicate with you, but I'm going to say don't expect it to be a whole lot of emotion. The King of Cups is here with the King of Swords, so I feel like it could be a little bit of softened energy. Maybe it's not as harsh as I'm bringing it to be, because with the King of Cups in the room, maybe this person, it feels like they are quite stubborn and they always expect that you're the one that's going to resolve the issue whenever we're not talking, or maybe we just stop talking for a while. But it feels like you've been feeling sad because someone is not communicating with you. Tell me what the outcome is for Libra. I feel like there could be incoming conversation, but it might not be what you want it to be because the Five of Cups is here. It might not be the way you want it to be. It could be very dry, very head over heart, not showing you my emotions kind of energy. We've got the Five of Pentacles. So it does feel like there's two people who have not been communicating, not been talking. There's a complete and total disconnect. I feel like we're in lack and I don't know what to do about it. The Five of Wands is here. So we have indecision, holding back, too much competition. I'm not really sure. It's almost like two people that talk over each other. You're not giving me a chance to explain myself, and I'm not giving you a chance to explain yourself. We have the Queen here. So for me, when I get two fives in a reading, it does feel like something is changing quickly. And I feel like what might be changing here is that one of you is going to have more compassion for the other than you usually do. The thing is, the reason I think that you can't stop thinking about this person or the history that you have with them, or that we are soulmates or we're stuck to each other energetically, is because of the King and the Queen of Cups. I feel like you two literally are stuck together energetically, psychically. These two, they do have psychic energy, but this one's never going to show it on the surface. This one's never going to show it on the surface. It feels like finally somebody comes forward with their feelings here, but I don't think it's in the way that you want it to be. I think it's very quick and furious and maybe a little dry. We've got the Page of, the Page of Pentacles is like, look, if you want to go out for coffee, let's go out for coffee, but You know what I mean? It's like they're not giving you a whole lot to work with. This person is not really coming forward gushing on you for sure. Tell me what is around the corner here for Libra. Got the 9 of Wands. Got the 4. Yeah, see, somebody's holding back. It could be you. Look, we have all these swords here. It could be you as well. You might be having the realization that you've just got to move forward. You got to make the decision to move forward here. We've got the Emperor. It feels like you're the one that's going to have to take charge of the situation here. And I feel like if you do, that's it. You're going to do the wrecking ball thing. You're going to be like, I'm out of here. I'm done with it. I know we have a lot of history together. I know that you're my soulmate and I feel very connected to you, but it feels like it's getting to be enough. I'm over it. Like it feels like the 9 of Wands tells me that you're exhausted. You're at the edge of just saying, you know what? And backing away, right? Shut off, shut down, not negotiating. I'm not giving you my energy, not being vulnerable with you. I feel like you're going to handle this whole situation as the Emperor would, which is, look, what do you want to say? Go ahead and say it. I feel like that's how you're going to handle the situation. Yeah, and you're going to end up rejecting it in the end is what it feels like. Because I feel like you just want to be on to bigger and better things with the Ace of Wands here. Feels like there's excitement in the distance and you'd rather be there than have this back and forth with this thing that you know is going nowhere. We have Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We have more Pisces energy. Here we go. And I'm not always reading about love. Keep that in mind. Sometimes it's a friendship or a family situation. I do consider the King and the Queen of Cups to be mom and dad. Could be that. All right. So here we go, Scorpio. My psychic friend network, how are you? Here we are. Tell me about Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising. Venus and Jupiter, Scorpio, I do have a sale on. Started on February 1st. If you're interested in a private read, please go to the pinned comment. There is a coupon code there for 10% off until the 15th of February. Get in on it. It will go by quickly, and I fill up really fast when I have the sales. Tell me about Scorpio, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Why is that? Trying to be purposeful about where you step this week. Being very analytical. Maybe even getting off the horse at times. It feels like you see something in the distance that might be lucrative, but you're not really sure if that's what you want. It does feel like there is a door that's opening here or an opportunity for you to take a risk or a leap into something, but it does feel like you have someone in your ear telling you not to. For you, the sun is shining. For you, it looks like a good thing to do, that it feels like it would be an accomplished thing for you to take a leap. The sun is in the sky, which tells me that you have all the clarity that you need, but maybe you don't have all the information that you need because the Fool is here with this little bag over their shoulder, not taking a whole lot of things with them. It feels like, this little dog is like somebody who's biting at your heels saying, careful, that there could be danger near. But I feel like you're going at this analytically, whatever it is, you're going at it slow enough that I feel like you'll be okay. But tell me about the Fool, please. Got the 5 of Wands. Something that you have been thinking about. Whatever the opportunity is that's in the hand of the Knight, there's a lot of competition. So whether that is, I want to open a business, there's a lot of competition. I want to date that person, but there's a lot of competition. It feels like I want that job, but there's so many people are applying. It's a lot of competition. And the Knight of Cups is here. For some of you, the Knight of Cups means it's a romantic situation, and you've been holding back from that because there may be too many people, or you think that that person is being pursued by other people, and you're not interested in putting your hat in the ring for competition. For others of you, I feel like you are, again, moving at something slowly. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving Knight in the deck. We pick up a little bit of energy here with the Knight of Cups, because although the Knight of Cups is also slow, they're careful. They're not analytical. So they don't get stuck in the edits. They're not editing the edits and then editing the edited edits. The Knight of Cups is actually the one who is ready to step across the path. Sometimes horses will get spooked by things around their feet, and one of those things is water. They don't get spooked by deep water that goes up to their bellies, but they will get spooked by creeks and things that move around that they can't see. And so it almost feels like this horse's foot is in the air. It feels like maybe there's something here that picks up speed just a little bit, but it also feels like like you get a little bit spooked. Like you're still going to be very careful, because that's what the Knight of Cups is doing, holding that cup full of energy or water or love or whatever it is, being very careful, but not necessarily being as slow as the Knight of Pentacles. Tell me about this Knight of Pentacles. What's this opportunity, please? We have the Four of Wands. For some of you, it could be buying or selling of a home, or that you want to move somebody in. Should we move in together? Something that you're excited about, an idea that you have that you're excited about. And then we have the Strength card. So I feel like you're trying to find the courage. You have some sort of big idea, is what it looks like. The Ace of Swords being here, it feels like you've had some sort of download or clarity or idea, some sort of like eureka moment, like I could do this if I wanted to. It feels like it's really exciting to you, and that you're trying to find the courage to move forward on the idea, but it also feels like you're waiting. Like it feels like your psychic energy is sort of holding you back just a little bit. It's like this was something that you finally have materialized in the 3D. So I want to say that whatever your idea was with the Ace of Swords, you finally have brought life to it. You've built it, you've created it, you've written it on paper. Maybe you're a journalist, maybe you're writing a book, but whatever it is, you brought it into the Pentacle world, and now it's gaining momentum. And I think it's something, for those of you that this is a relationship, this could be romance, but for others of you, this is like the difference between the the Knight of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups is a little bit of momentum, right? Now you're being careful, but you're not stuck in the edits any longer. I feel like you just need to be strong. I feel like it's going to be quite an undertaking, whatever this idea is that you have. We do have the Eight of Cups. Yeah, it feels like it's a really good idea. 8 and 1 is 9. So I want to say that you are detaching from the Knight of Pentacles. It feels like you're gaining momentum, is what it feels like. The 8 and the 1 is 9, and that is wish fulfillment. It feels like it's something that you've been thinking on, but have not told anybody about. I'm just going to say 3 of Swords is here. 1 is on the ground. When I see that 1 on the ground sideways, it's a challenge to speak about whatever it is that I've been healing about, or whatever it is that I feel might disappoint me. It almost feels like you've been praying about it, meditating about it. There's something here, a decision that you want to make, but you're not sure if it's going to end up to be disappointing or not. I don't think it will be. Let's find out what else is going on here. And we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Look, I feel like whatever big idea you have, whether it is to pursue someone emotionally, or to pick up speed on an idea that you have, possibly a business idea, because the Knight of Pentacles is here, and now the Queen is here. This is the person who grows their empire, right? This Queen is somebody who's on the throne because they've planted their own garden, they've sown the seeds of their intention, and now they're about to harvest whatever it is that's growing around them. You can see that everything is very lush and beautiful and ready, ripe, right? And then we have very fertile energy here. So it feels like you have fertile ideas. It feels like this idea that you have could make a lot of money. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's very solid, sturdy, very focused on whatever it is that they're doing. And then we have the Page of Wands. It feels like it's very exciting. It's a brand new exciting path from an idea that you have taken from the 5D and brought into the 3D. I'm surprised we're not seeing the Magician. Tell me what the outcome is, please. Feels like Magician energy to me. We've got the 6 of Swords. I feel like you're manifesting something. And we've got the 9 of Cups here. So it feels like it is something that that is going to work out the way you want it to. We've got the 2 of Cups. And we've got the Three of Wands. Look, for some of you, if this is a relationship, it feels like you've decided you're moving toward the Two of Cups. You're going to offer somebody something. The Two of Cups tells me that you would like to to show somebody your feelings, and because you think that this person has the same feelings that you do. For others of you, if this is not a relationship reading, it feels like you've learned some lessons here and you've decided to get out of the chaos of the mind. You've decided to stop keeping something quiet. 6 and 1 is 7. You've decided to stop keeping something quiet. I feel like you're going to say it, but first you must get out of this chaotic mindset. I feel like what you're moving toward is something that you really love. It feels like it's an idea you're going to bounce off of someone else who is like-minded. The Three of Wands is telling me you now have a better view, like this person is standing on the top of a hill, right? So they have a better view of the ships that are coming in. Now I have a better view, and now my hand is on the Ace of Wands, right? The Ace of Wands is here as well. My hand is on the Ace of Wands, and I'm ready to move forward with some sort of exciting idea here that I feel is going to go from the Page of Wands. If you take this very small risk, it's going to end up to be quite lucrative. Tell me what's around the corner for Scorpio, please. We've got the Star, we've got the Knight of Swords, and we've got the Hermit. Yeah, you've thought about it long enough. It does really feel like with the Knight heading toward the Star here, that it feels like it's an aggressive push toward your wish fulfillment, is what it feels like. Something you've been manifesting. And I feel like the Hermit energy is telling me that you've been thinking about it, going over the details, editing the edits for a very long time. And now you've had some sort of realization that it's time to now plant the seeds of intention. So this Seven of Pentacles is like, I've waited long enough and I'm going to now throw the seeds of intention, but now this is where the hard work starts. This is where I have to really put in the nurturing. I have to really figure out what I'm going to do in order to make it grow. I think you're here right now, but look at this. You go from the Eight of Swords to the Empress energy, whether you're feminine or masculine. Something here that you felt like your hands were tied or it wasn't going to work, grows to be very abundant for you. Because it's something you've done before. I feel like somebody's unpeeling the onion. I want to say that in a last life, this is an idea that made you a lot of money, or maybe you've been carrying this idea around since the last life. But you're unpeeling the onion here, and it feels like you're about to get some really good results from something if you decide you want to put in the hard work on the wish fulfillment or the thing you're manifesting. We've got Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We've got Leo energy, Gemini energy. We've got Aquarius. Oh, good. Aquarius. Yeah, that's a smart energy, right? We've got Aries energy and Virgo, Taurus, Libra energy. All right, Sag. Let's find out what's going on for Sag. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Sagittarius. Sag, if you're interested in a private reading, friend, there is a sale on. Just put a sale on the 1st of February. It's going till the 15th. And 10% off of any of my services. Please go to the pinned comment. It fills up fast. And if you're interested in a reading, you might want to get on it. Let's find out what's going on for Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Sagittarius with the Page of Wands in the reverse. Tell me why that is. Page of Wands is in the reverse because of the Ace of Cups. So something here I feel is dead in its tracks. It's like you've been waiting on something that's quite exciting. It's like a stop and go, hurry up and wait situation is what it feels like. Something that was moving, however little it was, has stopped in its tracks here. And now you're getting no energy from the Ace of Cups here. Tell me more about this. We've got the Judgment card. So it feels like there's been a break in the action. It feels like it began and then all of a sudden it stopped. It feels like you're still in this Ace of Cups energy. You're like, I still have feelings, or I still feel like it's going to work out. The Judgment card is here, but we got to put it aside for a moment. Maybe it's supposed to be born in a different way, resurrected in a different way. We have the Seven of Wands, but it's making you feel a little bit off here. You know, the Seven of Wands and the Page of Wands in the reverse is giving me the energy of I'm trying to fight the feeling or the urge to do something. I'm trying to fight the urge to maybe send a text, or I'm trying to fight the urge of saying something or telling someone how I feel. I feel like you're in this energy of, I know I shouldn't say it. Maybe it's too early. Maybe this person stopped talking to me or texting me because it's not time. Maybe I should wait. Tell me why the Page of Wands is in the reverse. We've got the Strength card. Yeah, it feels like you're trying to find the strength to hold back some type of energy here. It's like you want somebody to pursue the situation. So you're going to hold back your energy here. The Tower is here. And then we have the King of Wands in the reverse. So I want to say this. Sag, it feels like somebody is having a realization about you. I want to say the fact that you are holding back and that you're not pursuing is actually a good thing, at least at this time. There's a shakedown happening here, is what it feels like with the King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands could definitely be your energy, but it feels like it's more, well, it could be Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. I'm just going to say it. So read the situation for you from your particular situation. I'll just tell you what I think is going on. The King of Wands is not pursuing. And I feel like the King of Wands needs to have a realization before they can pursue. The King of Wands is masculine or feminine. It feels like there is going to be some sort of hard shift here. And it feels like the hard shift is coming after somebody decided to hold back. Sag, that might be you, or maybe if you're the pursuer, maybe the other person is holding back. Because somebody's holding back their energy. It's like we had a little bit of energy, we met, we spoke, we're attracted to each other, and then it stopped. Everything stopped. And it feels like somebody here is getting really sort of defensive, or it feels like somebody's trying to take the higher ground and feeling like, okay, well, if it's over, it's over. I still feel these feelings, but it feels like somebody is like, the Judgment card is like, maybe it was supposed to end and re-begin. Like maybe we're supposed to have some sort of we're supposed to come back together again. Tell me what this Judgment card is, please. All right, so we have the Six of Coins and the Knight of Swords. So it will come back together and somebody here will communicate with you. But I feel like the fact that you're holding back is what's forcing someone else's hand. I think that this person is really good looking and is used to someone pursuing them all the time. And I think with you holding back here, Sagittarius, they're like, oh, well, Sag isn't going to chase me. Like that's what it feels like. Yeah, you're not chasing at all. It feels like with the Knight of Swords here that it's like we had really good conversation. There was a lot of chitter chatter going back and forth, back and forth. There was a lot of reciprocal energy in terms of our conversation, and then nothing. Now it's quiet. Tell me what else is going on here. It's making you feel like your back is against the wall. Like I'm not saying a word. Nope. You're being a little bit stubborn, but I think it's a good thing. We do have the Five of Cups, but it's making you a little bit sad too. Feels like it is here. We have the Ten of Wands. It's making it feel, the situation feel a little bit heavy here. I feel like you're the person who, you're Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius energy is Queen of Wands energy. And I feel like you're used to just running out there, grabbing whatever you want by the scruff of the neck and saying, you're coming with me, and dragging it back to the cave. Feminine or masculine, it feels like that. But you know what? I think that you are taking the passive approach at this time. It feels like you're sitting here feeling kind of bad that this person isn't communicating with you, but you're like, no, the Queen of Cups energy is what I'm in. I'm in my feminine energy. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to sit here deep in my energy with my Ace of Cups, because I feel like the Ace of Cups is here. That you know that there's two cups. You know that there's something here. A connection, whether it's deep, emotional, or possibly a water connection. Maybe this King of Wands in the reverse has water energy as well. But the Queen of Cups is Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. Cancer energy. It's like something is lurking under the surface. And I want to say that although it's making you a little sad, that you being in your feminine energy, whether you're feminine or masculine, it feels like you're not doing the pursuing. You're like, if I got to take off into the future, then I will do that. But I'm, this Ten of Wands here tells me that you're feeling a little heavy laden or feeling like this is a burden. but I don't think you're chasing anybody, honestly. I feel like it's an emotional burden for you. We've got the star energy. So I feel like you're just manifesting it and you're waiting for it to come in, is what it feels like. You're not going to be doing any chasing here. Tell me about this Queen of Cups. We've got the Temperance card. Yeah, you're waiting for the moment of alchemy is what you're doing here. Yeah, not going to say a word. I'm going to wait for the moment of alchemy. If that person wants me, they can come get me. I feel like they will, because the Tower is here, is what it feels like. I'm just going to throw one card there with the Tower. Yeah, they are coming in. I feel like you will get communication. I feel the fact that you're holding back is actually going to all work in your favor, but it's going to terrorize you for a little bit first, because the Five of Cups is here. You feel like nothing's going to come from this. Nobody's going to say anything. We're not going to get talking again, but that's not the truth. I feel like if you keep manifesting it, your wish fulfillment in love does show up, if that's what this is. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Ace of Wands. Definitely, there's an attraction here, and excitement is building, and that's why we shouldn't be chasing, because we need time to miss each other, and it feels like the passion is building, the momentum is building. Somebody feels like they can't have you, therefore they want to chase you, is what it feels like here. We do have the Devil energy. You're drawing them in, is what it feels like. They can't stop thinking about you. It feels like they have an attachment with you. It's an obsessive excitement. It's like, I don't want to chase this person, but I'm excited to know what will become of this, is what it feels like. So I feel like the King of Wands, whoever that is a person who is sort of holding back at this time. There's a little bit of apprehension, or I'm holding back just a little bit. I'm not really sure if I want to move forward. They are going to move forward because the Tower's here, and the Tower always brings a shift of energy. And the Ace of Coins tells me that this person is going to ask you out or communicate with you, or wanting to invest with you. But the Devil energy and the Four of Wands and the Ace of Wands, the Devil energy and the Four of Wands could tell me that this person has already been in a really toxic marriage or toxic relationship. And maybe they're very attracted to you, but that doesn't feel to them like a reason why they should move forward. So it could be someone who's fighting their fire energy because they're really attracted to you and they don't want a repeat of the last time. A last relationship. They could be living in the past in their mind. Tell me what's around the corner for Sag. We've got the Page of Swords in the reverse. We've got the Queen of Swords. So this person, I feel, is in their head. They're not really sure what to make of the situation. Maybe they still are a little bit immature in their thinking. And they see you as the Queen of Swords. We've got a Page and a Queen here. We have the Hanged Man in the reverse. They're going to have an aha moment. So that's what the Tower is. They're going to have a realization here. The Hanged Man in the reverse is, I don't need the perspective. I've got my answer, and now I can move forward here. I'm going to go with my gut. So it does feel like somebody here, maybe they're not quite there with you yet. They're not quite in a realization of the Hanged Man in reverse and this scorpionic energy, which is going to break things down. It feels like there is somebody here who is going to speak their mind, about how they feel, because they do feel a deep, deep connection to you here. So they will say something. This is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. I've also got Scorpio on the bottom of the deck. Something's about to change here that you don't see. So there's about to be transformation, and things aren't as they seem, my friends. Somebody's been manifesting you, or whatever you're manifesting is showing up here. So we do have this. We have Aquarius energy. We have Sagittarius energy. We have Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer energy. We have Aries, Capricorn, Scorpio. We have Pisces energy, more Scorpio, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We've got Leo energy here, Virgo and Pisces energy. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Scorpio, Leo again, Gemini, and Taurus energy. All right. Capricorn. Tell me about Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. The next 7 days, Capricorn. Sneak peek for the week. Capricorn, if you're interested in a private read, please know there's a sale on. The sale began on the 1st of February and goes till the 15th. 10% off. You do need the code that is in the pinned comment above all the comments. Tell me about Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We do have the Four of Pentacles. Tell me why the Four of Pentacles is here, Capricorn. We have the Queen of Swords. We do have the Nine of Cups in the reverse and the Five of Cups in the reverse. Okay, I feel like you're about to stand up for yourself. And those cards, by the way, were in the deck and they were upright, and then they flipped over my arm and they went into the reverse. I feel like that's the way they were supposed to come out here. So it feels like this Four of Pentacles tells me you've been keeping to yourself. It feels like you haven't really been sharing your energy with anyone. You've kind of been going off by yourself, or maybe you're just not feeling the most vulnerable. I feel like there's something here that didn't work out the way that you hoped it would. That something looked really lucrative from a distance. It looked like it was going to be an emotional fulfillment. Maybe it's something that you thought you could do on your own that just didn't work out that way. It feels like the Nine of Cups in the reverse tells me it's like, you know, dashed hopes. I hoped or wished that that would work out differently, but it didn't. The Five of Cups in the reverse, though, is telling me no regrets. Look, I can't regret this. It feels like it's a situation where you stood up for yourself. It feels like normally maybe you would be the person who, I don't think you're passive, Capricorn. That's not what I'm saying at all. I feel like you reserved your judgment, or most Capricorns that I know, they're not the person who's going to jump in and fight right away unless they have fire in the rising or the moon or something, or swords maybe. But I feel like that you're somebody who decided, you know what, I'm just not going to take this one on. It's not worth my time or my energy. And then after a while of staying quiet, you realize that you had to get up and say something. I've just got to set them all straight. It's getting way too out of hand. And so the Nine of Cups in the reverse is like, ugh, I wished I didn't have to do this, because I wished it would have worked out differently, but now you're making me stand up and say something. So I feel like it's like a room full of people, and maybe it's at work and you're in a focus group, just pulling a situation, right? And maybe you're in a focus group and you've listened to their shenanigans long enough, and you've just really got to set somebody straight because you're the person who is the analyst, the business analyst, or you're the person who is the accountant or the actuary. Like, I just got to stand up and say something here. So it feels like something looked a lot better from a distance than what it is. It's like unrealized. Whatever we thought it was going to be is not what it's going to be. And look, I can't have any regrets about it. I just got to tell it to you straight. I just need to be really honest and truthful. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but I've just got to be really honest with the situation and what it is right now. We have the Judgment card. Tell me about Judgment. We've got the Page of Wands. And we've got the Ace of Swords. So it definitely does feel like whatever you say is going to change something. Two swords, right? Decision time. It feels like someone else is going to have to make a decision based on the facts and the truth and the honesty, the factual information that you bring. It feels like there's a spark of excitement. It's like something from a distance looked really exciting. I could be talking about a relationship. I could be talking about work. I could be talking about a situation that involves money or banking or buying a house. We've got the Judgment card. It's like we really have to make a decision about what path we're taking here. We have to put the old ideas to rest and start thinking outside the box, because on the Judgment card, on most of them, you see people getting out of their caskets. So it's like we have to put away the old ideas, the way we used to think. We have to get on the cutting edge of thinking outside the box is what it thinks, what it feels like here. And it feels like somebody had a bright idea and started talking about it. But it does feel like that idea maybe looked great from a distance, and you don't want somebody to make the wrong decision. So you stand up in your expertise and say whatever it is that you're saying. Look, I really got to interrupt you here. I just don't think that that is what you're, what it looks like from a distance. The Queen of Swords is always going to be as compassionate as possible, but this person isn't really concerned as to whether people like their opinion or not. They just tell the truth. They're going to be assertive and not aggressive, by the way. So I feel like that's your energy. Yeah, we've got the Five of Swords in the reverse. So we've got the Five of Swords in the reverse is I'm not holding a grudge. I'm not saying it for any terrible reason. I don't want to hurt you. I just don't really want to... I want to resolve this for you. I want to help you resolve it by the information that I have, by the experience of the Queen. Queens have experience, by the experience, the knowledge, and the clarity that I have about the situation, we've got the Four of Wands. So maybe there's somebody here in the family where you're just trying to say, you know what, I just got to be clear and honest with you. I don't mean to make hardship here, but whatever we thought this was, it's not working out the way we thought it was. It could be a house. Maybe you want to put a bid in on the house, and you get the inspector in finally, and the inspector says, "Nuh-uh, not good bones. Don't you dare buy this house." It feels like the Four of Wands is, I really want it. I want to make it stable, but the Five of Swords is here, and we can't ignore that the Five of Swords is here. And so I have to say something about it with the Ace of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles is here. So it feels like you have a lot of confidence in building. I want to say either you've built yourself, built a business, built your reputation. It feels like you've done something on your own and you know how hard it is to do. Maybe you've already built a house. Maybe you are a contractor. I don't know. But it feels like somebody here has knowledge of something, confident knowledge about what's going to make things stable. And the Five of Swords in the reverse is, we've got to resolve it. If we don't resolve it, I'm going to have to just throw my hands in the air and say, good luck to you. Because the Five of Cups in the reverse is, I'm not going to have any regrets. You're the one making the decision. Tell me one more card, please. What else is going on here? We got the Ten of Cups. So it does feel like, I feel like whatever the situation is, you want it to work out the best way that it possibly can work out. You want everybody to be happy, but the facts are the facts. You don't want to skim over anything. You know, like you have some experience yourself. You've built something on your own, whether that's your mind or your body or whatever it is, your business or your reputation. Maybe it's, in a corporate situation. I feel like you've gained some trust over the years by people, and they see your confidence and they know that you have some wisdom, right? Because the Queen is in the room. So it does really feel like you want everybody to be happy. And look, if they're going to make the decisions the way they make the decisions, Capricorn, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it, you're going to throw your hands in the air and say, look, Five of Cups is in the reverse, man. I'm not going to have any regrets. I'm just giving you the facts, and you guys are going to make the decisions. But I do have a little bit of information because I've built something on my own before. So I feel like whatever decision is being made about whatever's in the distance that looks really exciting is going to change the path for somebody, and you're not necessarily buying into it. You're like, I've got clarity on this, I've got information, and you're making the decision. It's totally up to you. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like you're going to say to somebody, look, just look over the details, be very analytical, make sure you know the fine print and what's going on here, and then make your own decision. The Magician is here. You've got all the tools. You're the one making the decision. You're saying to somebody else, and I feel like it leaves you with a bit of a heaviness within you. Because I feel like you do all the tools, the skills, the resources. Like you're the person who is the magician. You already know how to use your tools, or you wouldn't be showing up as the Queen of Swords. So it does feel like that it's weighing heavy on you, but you're saying, look, I'm the person who is the contractor. I've built houses before, and if you don't solidify that foundation, things are going to fall in because you're building your house on the sand. You might want to put some stilts under that thing. Like it feels like you are an expert on something, and people aren't taking your advice. Tell me what's around the corner, please, for Capricorn. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, it feels like you're a subject matter expert on something here. And you've already looked over the plans, looked over the blueprints. Possibly, I'm using this as a scenario. It's not a house for all of you. But it feels like you're telling them, look, be prepared then. Be prepared to take action in whatever it is that you're doing. But I'm telling you, I'm the subject matter expert. I'm somebody who spent a lot of time honing a skill, learning something. I'm really good at it. I'm probably top of my field at it. And this Wheel of Fortune tells me this is a turning point, but you've got to back out of it, because if they're not taking your advice, you've got to back out of it and let someone else make their own decision. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. It could be that somebody here wants to get married, or they're jumping into a long-term relationship. Maybe they're investing a lot of money in a business or a big house or a contractor that doesn't have a reputation. But it feels like it's something that's going to end up being a long-term mistake. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is here, and I feel like the wheel is like the turning point. And it feels like it is destiny that someone listens to the clarity that the universe is trying to give them, and you're sort of giving them your argument as the lawyer, saying, look, but it feels like somebody's going to have to make their own decision, and the wheel will move forward as it will. As I said, the lawyer, right? The King of Swords is the lawyer, judge, or magistrate, the one who has the final word. So I feel like I feel like somebody here needs to get the law involved or a lawyer because it feels like there is going to be a move of some sort, and we really have to look over the fine details or the fine print, or really have to edit or audit something here. 3 of Cups tells me it probably works out the way it should. Like, it probably works out to be a happy situation, but I feel like somebody asked your opinion and you're giving your opinion, and then people are saying, nah, you're not right. It's frustrating. Tell me about, it's a Virgo and Pisces that we have here, plus your intuition's involved, and you're kind of psychic. It feels like this energy is like, go over the details. My gut's telling me to tell you to go over the details. So Virgo and Pisces, we do have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn here, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. We do have Sagittarius energy here, more Scorpio energy. We have Sagittarian energy, Aries, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius on both ends here. Well, that was kind of weird. Hope that resonates with somebody. Aquarius, how are you? Let's find out what's going on for Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Aquarius, there is a sale on. It started on the 1st of February, and it's going through till the 15th of February. So if you're interested, those spots fill up fast. If you're interested, take the coupon code for your 10% off. It's not just on love readings. It's on any kind of reading I offer. And go over to Wizio. Book me there. Tell me about Aquarius, what's coming up in the next 7 days. Sneak peek for this week for Aquarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We have the Knight of Cups. You know what, Aquarius? You realize you got to drink for yourself first. That's what this is. It's love of self. It's love of self here. Tell me more about this. We've got the 4 of Swords in the reverse. We've got the 6 of Pentacles. Hang on, that was a lot of cards. I'm going to grab them. Sometimes I just let them fly. I feel like I'm supposed to pick those up, though. Tell me about the 6 of Pentacles. We've got the 2 of Pentacles. All right. So I think there's something that you're working on this week, Aquarius. It does feel like what you're working on is healing. The 4 of Swords in the reverse tells me that maybe you're kind of done this leg of the race. It feels like this part of the healing. It feels like it feels like somebody's healing by possibly helping the less fortunate or sitting amongst them. This almost is giving me a little bit of energy of, I don't think these people are, the people that you're helping, I feel I'm trying to say that they're not less fortunate because they have to be. It feels like they choose to be, if that makes sense at all. It's almost shamanic or almost like monk-like, or, you know what I mean? It's something that they choose, but you, as part of your path, are someone who chooses to give. So maybe you're a person who's donating to a church. Those people choose to live in a very humble way, and you're giving to their church anyway. Could be something like that. But it feels like it's a decision. And I want to say it's a decision because the decision that you're making is going to give you stability. It's almost because you've learned better, or you're doing it for your healing, though. And I don't think that's selfish of you. I don't think that that's selfish of you, but it feels like you're learning to drink from your own cup. Do you understand? I hope you do. Like, it feels like you're trying to heal the self by giving to others. And sometimes that is a way to heal the self, is by giving to others. So giving your time, your energy, your money, whatever it is. Maybe you're giving to a church, maybe you're not. Like, it feels like you're in order to heal the self or drink from your own cup, you are in the service of others. You are the humanitarian. So this feels like humanitarian work is what I'm trying to say. Like, maybe you go visit a village in Africa, a very, very humble village, and you decide to take some money there, maybe to help build a well, or like, it feels like humanitarian work is what it feels like. It's your decision. And I feel like it's a decision that, that you're making in order to get some stability. Yeah. Because I feel like things have been sort of all over the place in your life lately, that maybe you've been dealing with some hard times. We've got the clouds that are coming in, someone trying to stay stable while all this tumultuous water and waves is going on in the background. So maybe you've hit some hard times here, and maybe the way that you heal yourself, heal the self here with this person drinking from their own cup, is maybe you do that through humanitarian work. Whew, it's a long way around, wasn't it? All right. We've got the Page of Cups. Whatever you're doing here is calming the mind. And I think that you're very shocked that loving yourself can calm the mind. The humanitarian work is calming the mind. And I think that it's surprising to you. Got the Fool. And we got the Ace of Cups. So this is... it's like the work of others that you love is repairing you as well. You are loving yourself, and the way that you're loving yourself is by being a humanitarian of some sort. Humanitarian with your time, your energy, or your money. It feels like the Ace of Cups is telling me that this door, or this new chapter that is swung open for you, is actually a really big blessing that you are not taking for granted for a moment. But I do believe that it's kind of surprising, I want to say, that maybe you didn't expect that when you went on this new path, this new chapter, that you would end up healing yourself by healing others, or being very humane with others who possibly are living a more humble lifestyle. But it feels like this is part of your healing with the Four of Swords in the reverse. It feels like this is part of your healing. Tell me more about this for Aquarius. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you're investing in something that you know is going to... like, I don't think that you're doing this humanitarian stuff because you know that it's going to be paid back to you. I don't think that's what it is. But I feel like whatever you're doing here is really going to bless you in the long run. Because I feel like you know something, or you have a skill. Like, that's why I'm saying it feels like somebody is like going to another country to help them build a well, or let's build some houses, or something that you know, that you have expertise in. I feel like whatever you're helping people with is like going to come back to you tenfold as the Ace of Pentacles. You're planting a pentacle right now, but I feel like it's going to call in good luck later, because I'm looking at the scarab beetle here. Yeah, you're not doing it in order to you're not doing it for the purposes of you, but you're naturally humanitarian. So the cycle is you throw it at the universe throws it back. So we've got the Two of Cups in the reverse, and we've got the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Look, I feel like somebody here is possibly getting into some sort of humanitarian or volunteerism or something like that, because I feel like you were in some sort of a relationship, a friendship, a job, whatever it is, that was very toxic. It feels like something didn't work out, or it feels like with the Two of Cups in the reverse that something like the cups are poured out now. And the Eight of Wands in the reverse is, and I'm stuck. So you decide to invest in your community, or you decide to maybe help others learn something you already know. 8 Pentacles is here and 1 is 9. It's like you decide to look outside yourself in order to get yourself unstuck here. And it's taken a lot of courage to do that. I hope that makes sense. It's taken a lot of courage to get out of this stuck energy, give someone else an opportunity, and by giving someone else an opportunity, you're giving it to yourself, if that makes sense. Because when you throw something beautiful at the universe, which I do believe is your pentacles, your time, your energy, the universe throws it back, because everything runs in circles. Everything is cyclical. Everything, when you throw it at the universe throws it back. Look, the Wheel of Fortune is about fortune. But is it good fortune or bad fortune? It depends on which cards fall around it. So you're at a turning point in your life here. It feels like something is changing within you. And it feels like it took a long time for you to get to this point of change. But now that it's here, I feel like whatever you're throwing at the universe is going to come back to you tenfold, because that's the way the Wheel of Fortune works. It is expansion, whether it's good or bad, right? We always have consequence, whether it's good or bad. Tell me what's around the Wheel of Fortune here. We've got the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. And we've got the Emperor in reverse. It really does feel like something is really, really big is changing for you. You're at a changing point in your life. I feel like you probably are the Emperor, Aquarius, and I feel like the 8 of Pentacles is in the reverse. There is something here it's like you've quit your job, or you stopped putting your energy into something that you were building, something that you thought for sure, you'd gone over the details and looked at the edits, and you thought for sure this thing was going to work out. It feels like the Emperor in the reverse energy tells me it didn't go to plan. It feels like you maybe jumped in, or the Wheel of Fortune turned, and maybe you misjudged the Wheel of Fortune. Maybe you thought it was going to turn out a certain way, but it turned out another way. It feels like with the Emperor in the reverse that somebody is like, it has become unstable. And I mean like unstable in your life, or something is dislodged, or you thought that was going to work out. I'm looking at a teeter-totter, or a seesaw, as you would call it, some of you. And it's like, it was like this, and then it went like that. And you know how it bumps on the ground? For those of you who ever were on a seesaw as a kid, it bumps on the ground. It feels like this is a bump, is what it feels like here. So the Wheel of Fortune is here, and I feel like this is a turning point in your life, that this is a karmic wheel. It's a wheel of karma, right? And it's teaching you some type of karmic lesson, that it doesn't matter how long you build. Sometimes it's time to just pull back your energy, and I think the Emperor has pulled back their energy from some sort of a situation, and then has put their focus on the world, on it feels like world hunger, or world, like it feels like something that you're doing that is for other people. You're going outside of yourself to find your healing here. We've got the Page of Wands, which is some sort of going on a new path. Yeah, figuring out a new path. I have to do something different, something new. I'm taking a chance or a risk. Tell me what's around the corner for Aquarius. We have the Temperance card, we have the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Swords. I think what comes aggressively at you is love. Love and balance and kindness and healing. I think that's what you're creating. By giving to the universe, it feels like the universe answers back immediately and gives you compassion, gives you kind words. You get kind words or loving kindness from people around you here. 10 of Cups. Oh, that's really beautiful. Look, it really does feel like somebody here is the wounded warrior. It feels like you've gone through a really hard cycle here, and as you became exhausted, rather than imploding in on yourself or deciding to lock yourself away, I don't see the Hermit. I feel like something went topsy-turvy here with the 2 of Cups in the reverse. It's like a tough cycle, or something toxic is over, or there was some sort of relationship, friendship, loveship, whatever it was, and it poured out. The 2 Cups poured out, and now you felt stuck. And I feel like rather than imploding on yourself, you decided to go out there and spread some love. But that love is showing up and coming back to you aggressively in the 10 of Cups. So it does feel like with the 8 of Cups here that there's something here that you just had enough of. And I feel like it's feeling as the wounded warrior. You've had enough of that. And so I feel like you decided then to be the Magician. We've got the Lovers and we've got the 5 of Swords. So it does feel like you made a choice to, I feel, instead of listen to those intrusive thoughts, to pull out the swords and use the rest of your energy to just put the cups down and walk away, because I feel like you were exhausted with something. It almost feels like somebody like quit a job and said, you know what, I'm done. I'm just going to retire early, or backed away from something that was really busy. It feels like you decided to take a different path, and the path was, I'm going to give out there. And when you give out there, that comes back, and that's coming back through the Wheel of Fortune. All right. We've got the Emperor, who's Aries. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Gemini energy here. We've got Sagittarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, and Cancer energy here. That was a really weird reading. I hope it made sense to somebody. All right. Pisces, here we go. This is you, friends. My water family, how you doing? Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Pisces, don't forget that there is a sale on if you are interested. Please look in the pinned comment, and it will give you your discount for 10% until the 15th of February. There's a link there to Wizio. Tell me about Pisces. What's coming up this week? Sneak peek for this week, the next 7 days. We've got the Ten of Cups. Piscean energy for sure. Why is the Ten of Cups here for you, Pisces? We've got the Four of Cups. I don't know who's singing that. I heard I Got My Eye on You. It's an old song from maybe the 80s. Oh, we've got the King of Cups. And we've got the Strength card. Somebody's got their eye on you and they're holding back. I'm just looking at this person who's like got all these cups here. This person could be in a relationship or maybe was in a relationship that was love, but they've got their eye on you. They got their eye on this cup here, Pisces. Oh, it's the 9, sorry, not the 10. It's the 9 of Cups. They see you as the wish fulfillment. It feels like somebody who has some really deep feelings for you, but is not really saying anything. The Strength card is here telling me someone's trying to find the courage to hold back for some reason. Tell me why the 9 of Cups is here. Someone wants to reunite with you or take you out. I'm looking at the 3 cups that are, I'll just show you this here, the way the Ace of Cups is in the hand here, but we got 3 cups up here, which is, the reunion or having fun or celebrating. You can see the way the things, it's always important to look at how they're split up here. 3 cups here. We've got 1 here and 1 here, 2 people who each have a cup, but they're separate from each other. We have some excitement that's here, possibly. 3 and 3 is 6. 3 and 3. 6, possibly we know each other or we have history together or we feel like soulmates. It feels like there's wish fulfillment here and somebody's got their eye on you. If I remember, I'll pin what song it is that I'm talking about. We've got the Page of Swords. They do have their eye on you. Somebody's watching, maybe going through your social medias, possibly. I think that this 9 of Cups is telling me that they're watching you, and I think somebody knows that you're quite a happy person, or they're watching you from a distance be happy. And maybe this person is either not that happy or they're tired of watching from a distance, because the 9 of Wands is here, which is a little bit of exhaustion. Like they're tired of watching you from a distance. So it does feel like somebody is watching. It feels like, I'm just going to say, it feels like, Pisces, that this person who's watching you from a distance kind of felt that if they exited your life or didn't call you or stopped communicating with you, because the 4 of Cups is the comfort zone, and the King of Cups is giving me the indication that somebody's got feelings they're not showing to you. It feels like it's come to a place for them where they feel like the wounded warrior, because all they can do is watch from a distance. All they can do is watch you be happy. They choose to watch from a distance, though. It's their choice. It's not that you don't want them coming in. They're choosing to watch from a distance. Tell me more. We've got the 4 of Wands. So somebody's watching you be pretty happy in a stable life, emotionally stable life, I feel. Got the 10 of Cups. There's the Pisces energy. So the 10 of Cups is here. They're watching you be emotionally fulfilled. Like, I feel like this devil energy is telling me that you have this obsessively happy life. You know, the devil energy is also giving me that this person is not exactly happy to see that. It's like you've carried on without someone else. You've carried on without them. And they still have this attachment, but you're living your best life, or at least you're pretty happy. That's what they see. Possibly watching your socials or in the neighborhood or at work, or it's like you're unbothered, I want to say. We've got the star energy. And so they see you healing from a distance. The Hanged Man is in the reverse. The star energy is giving me healing, balance. You're living your wish fulfillment in a very stable, happy, stably emotional way. It feels like somebody is watching you, though. They're watching you do it from a distance, but it's their choice to do that. Tell me why somebody's watching from a distance, please. Someone's trying to make a decision to come forward here. I don't think they're gonna be able to hold back much longer, to be honest, Pisces, because the Wheel of Fortune is here. The decision's already been made. This is a turning point or a changing time in their life, and divine timing is here. So I feel like the reason that they've been watching you, is because the universe is trying to push them forward in life and saying, it is time to move forward. You've got to make the decision to open a chapter with Pisces. Why are they holding back their energy from Pisces, please? Knight of Wands, High Priestess. Because if they come forward, they feel as though you think that all they want is passion. And there's been no conversation for a while. I feel like the moment of alchemy is coming here, though. I feel that someone is not going to be holding back much longer. Temperance tells me something's about to go down. Yep. And the Wheel of Fortune and Temperance tells me that it's orchestrated by the universe. Somebody here, it doesn't have a choice. It's like, well, they do have a choice, right? They can react or respond, but this is going down anyway. So it feels like this is going down, and all this person can do is react to the situation. That all of this that's going down here is opening a new door, and it feels like it is their choice, but they're actually following what the universe wants them to do. Why is the devil energy here? Because they've been planning obsessively about what to say, what to do. Should I wait? Should I come forward? It's been all weighing very heavily on them, Pisces. Tell me what the outcome is. We've got the Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords. Woo, look at all those queens. What's going down here? Holy. So the only one we don't have is Queen of Pentacles. So this person isn't into moving slowly. I'm going to say that they're into moving a little quicker. I feel like this wheel is moving forward for you probably in the week ahead. You might want to watch for your week ahead reading. So the Queen of Cups on her own is in danger of being depleted, feels very deeply, feels everything vibrationally and deeply. But I feel like this Queen of Swords is like, come on, girl, like, or guy. It's like, you really got to be logical about the situation. Like, this person, let them watch. Let them watch you be happy. Let them watch you have your obsessive happiness, because they're the ones who are not coming forward. They are the ones who are being silent. The Queen of Wands tells me that things are about to pick up. Somebody's about to take a risk. The Queen is a risker. She risks for what she wants. She's independent. Somebody's making an independent decision here. And the Sun is here. And they probably will be making it this week. Tell me what's around the corner for Pisces, please. We've got the King of Wands. Somebody is taking action because they want to build something here. It's somebody that you already know because the Three Pentacles are here. It's somebody that you already know. There's someone here that you feel connected to. Maybe you've dated them before. There's nothing here that indicates to me that there's been arguments or fights. It doesn't feel like it's a bad connection. The devil's here, though. I don't know. It feels like something that is supposed to happen because of the major arcanas that are showing up here. This is divine timing. It's time that it happens this way. We grew it to the Three of Pentacles and then we abandoned it. We kept growing on our own. That person, whoever they are, has decided to take action. Because not only are you their queen to their king, but you were their queen to their king. Here. So it feels like there's a mutual attraction, there's a mutual love, there's mutual feelings, and somebody is having a breakthrough, deciding they're having a breakthrough. But understand, I don't think it's their decision. I feel like it's the Wheel of Fortune pushing them forward with this moment of alchemy here because you've been manifesting it. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Pentacles. Something is building to a crescendo here. It feels like something that this person wants, something that's long-term. Yeah, they're going to show up and you're going to be shocked. I feel like it's going to be a shock that they do show up because you've been in this energy of trying to let it go and you've been trying to heal that energy. We do have Capricorn energy. We have Pisces, Aquarius, Sagittarius, more Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, more Sag again, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Aries, Gemini, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and Leo. I'm going to leave that right there. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. And I'll be back because, well, I'll be starting readings for the weeklies starting a little bit later tonight. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. Do appreciate you. See you later. Bye.